Let's try number 8. Number 8, we need to multiply to 3x squared, so 3x times x. And then when I multiply the numbers together, I need to get -2. So how do we multiply to -2? 1 times -2, -1 times, +2. And then put the 2 first. -2 times +1, +2 times -1. So again, when you multiply to negative, one number needs to be positive, one needs to be negative, and then the order that you put the numbers matter. So there's 4 combinations. And then I'm going to plug one in a little bit, but first I want to think about, all right, when I do my smiley face check here, I need to get a -1x when I combine my like terms. So the negatives are going to win out by 1. And these numbers are kind of close, so I don't know. I'm going to try this one first right here. No, that's not. That wouldn't be good, but let's do it. Let's just see. +1, -2. So I get, let's see, +1x and -6x. Ugh, that's not. That equals -5x. That's no good. Nope, not going to work. All right. Let's try the other directional combination, meaning putting the 2 in the first option. So let's put a -2 here. This one didn't work. I'll cross it off. Let's try this one. I didn't feel good about that situation. Let's try -2 and +1. So we get -2x, and on our big smiley face check, we get +3x. That makes +1x. Oh, we're close. I got +1x, and I want -1x. When that happens, just switch which number is negative. So I'm going to make the 2 positive and the 1 negative. Let's see what happens now. +2x, -3x. Hey, that equals -1x. That is the right option. All right, next option, or next problem, 3x times x gives you 3x squared. Now we're multiplying to 14. Luckily, so like 14 is 1, 7, but then 7, 1, -1, -7, -7, -1, and then we have 2, don't write that down. That never happened. I mean, it's recorded, I'm going to publish on YouTube, but 1 times 14, 14, I like to do the negatives, whatever. Yeah, 14 times 1, -1, -14, -14, -1, and then 2 times 7, 7 times 2, -2 times -7, -7 times -2. 8 combinations. But remember, the signs need to match because we're multiplying to a positive number. And then because they're going to add to a positive, I can get rid of the negative options. So it's really only 4 combinations. And now let's look at the values. We're trying to get a +23x. That's pretty big. I mean, I only have this number to multiply and combine with this product. So I'm feeling that, like 14 times 3 is, 42. So like having a 14 here is going to be too big. But I think putting a 7 here, that gets you to 21x. I like that. That's 21x. And then we would, let's see, if we do 7 on the right, I'm looking at this pair right here. If it's 7 on the right, it needs to be 2 in the left binomial. And they're positives, like we already discussed. That gives you +2x. Ooh, that is the right pair. That works. Here is my solution. Number 10, 2x times x gives you 2x squared. That's a bad looking parentheses. And then I'm trying to multiply to 12 with these 2 numbers that I just underlined. Now notice, when I do my smiley face check, I need to get a -11x. So because I'm multiplying to a +12, either both numbers are positive or both numbers are negative. but I need to use negatives here to get a negative 11x. That's my goal. So -1, -12, -2, -6, -3, -4. Of course, then we can switch while we're not going to use positives, we do need to switch which number goes first. That gives you a different possibility here in this range. So, a -11. Here's the key, folks. When you use the smaller multipliers, you get smaller products. So that 12 scares me unless I put the 12 over here. But even then, it's going to be too bad. It's -12. That's bigger than -11. So I don't think this option is going to work. If you're not confident on that, you should, check it. You shouldn't cross anything off without being really confident. I think it lies in these 4 options here. And, really, if I put a -6 here, I'll just write that in. That's too big. So I'm going to cross off the -6 in the right side. I'm going to try the next one and just see what happens. -3, -4. So we get -3x and -8x. Hey, you get -11x. I kind of got lucky there. But, if you use a little bit of logic, you are able to reduce choices and better your chances at finding it sooner than later. All right, that's cool. I really like this blue. I'm going to stick with this blue. So we get 7x times x to get a 7x squared, multiplying to a -4. -1, +4, +1, -4. -2, +2, +2, -2. There's 4 options there. And when I do my smiley face check, the negatives need to win out. So keep that in mind. I goofed up because I need to also put the 4s first. Make one of them negative and make the other partner negative on the other option. Because I think, as I'm kind of reasoning through in my head, it's going to be something on the bottom. Maybe, but I don't know. Like if I put a 4 here, that 4 partners with a 7. It's going to be huge. It's going to be a massive number. And if I'm using a 4 here, it means I'm only using a 1 there. I don't feel good about these. In fact, I know these are not right options. But if you don't know that, don't cross them off. I'm going to start on the bottom of the list here. So I'm going to put a +4 here and a -1 there. And when I do that, I get +4x and, hey, -7x. That gives me -3x. This is the right option. Last but not least, (5x squared) you get by taking 5x times x. I'm going to go back to that blue because I like that blue so much. I'm trying to multiply to -8. So +1, -8, -1, +8. Switch the 8 and the 1 around. And then put negatives with each of those respective options in the partner pairs. Then we also have 2 and 4. And 4 and 2. Alrighty. Remember, one of these numbers is going to get partnered with a 5. And the negative needs to win out by quite a bit. So I think a negative number needs to go with this 5 because that's going to make the negatives win out. Now, if I put my -8 here, that gives me -40, which is way huge. So I'm not liking that, and I know these aren't right. What if I try something here? What if I put the -4 there? That gives me -20, which is close to -18x. And if I put -4 there, it needs to be a +2 here. Like I'm using this pair right there. So I get a +2x and a -20x, and that makes -18x.